Yep. Now, one down.
One down. What's one down?
One down. We had one of the podcasts that was down. So anyhow, let's roll.
All right.
What are we doing this week?
We leave Manana tomorrow morning, bright and early, for the Ragbri.
Yep. Back to Iowa.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Field of Dreams.
I'm excited for the food. Not excited to ride a bike.
No.
Which I understand that's the main part. I'm excited not to shower for a week.
Feel like you're in third grade again?
Junior high, 7th grade for sure.
Until you met girls, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah. Then you got married and then could revert right back to it if you wanted to.
Yeah, after you hit the decade mark.
Yes, yeah.
You're in too deep. So yeah, we leave tomorrow morning, bright and early. For tomorrow, is a 14-hour day. Pulling a trailer.
Going to Dodge City, Kansas.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the hell out of Dodge, but we're going into Dodge.
Is that where that's from?
Well,
Sounds
Dodge
like it.
City.
Well, we'll see when we get
Wyatt
there.
Earp, man.
So 14 hours, wake up, drive another 6 hours, then a couple more
Yeah,
hours.
we'll be in KC, stop out there, see our expansion team out there for a little bit, and then also they're going to have a little bit of a gathering for us. Which is
Nice.
kind of cool. So if anybody's out in KC.
What's
come check
KC's food? Like we've got
Barbecue.
Is it?
Barbecue.
Is it? Isn't there like Southern barbecue? Then there's like
Dude, I don't know. It's just barbecue.
yeah, it's just
I
meat.
don't separate it out.
Chris said that he is renting a porta potty so that all of us don't have to use his bathroom.
It's probably smart.
That's
that was
what
his
he-
wife's idea.
That's what he told me yesterday.
That's his wife's idea.
So is he making us sleep
he knew
outside
that you were
too?
coming.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. Actually, he's got a big basement, so
Nice.
we'll run him out. And my
So-
daughter's out there. So we're gonna
It's
meet
so
up there?
weird listening to like these different how the houses are built and stuff they deal with. Like yesterday, we were talking about radon gas. I remember radon gas in my test, and then outside of that,
That's
nobody in Arizona.
Well, you know
had it.
what's neat is
There, it's a.
we're
it's a
sleeping in a
thing.
bunch of basements.
Gotcha.
Do you think that they have radon testing there?
I
So
I know that radon starts from the ground.
that's
so,
right, in the basements. So that's where.
So when you wake up with a headache, feeling funny,
Yeah, it's all right. Either that or a paint room.
didn't you do that one time?
Yeah, we did.
That's
Yes, we
awesome. Makes a lot of sense now.
did. Yeah.
So a couple current events. Watching the news and saw that soccer's over.
Hallelujah.
Who won?
Doesn't matter. I don't care. Yeah, I think it was the French. I think they surrendered
Nice.
though.
They gave the trophy away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that's over. We got how many more years?
Not enough.
Four
That's
more
awesome.
years until we have to watch that stuff again.
You
So-
watched it?
Have you ever watched paint dry?
Yeah.
There you go. You know, it's just something you don't want to do very often.
I got another one.
Yeah.
El Presidente was at England or something like that this last week.
Oh, that's right. When the
Question for you.
yes,
How old is the Queen? Honestly. Like if you had to guess and your life depended on it, how old's the Queen?
old.
Like how old?
You know what? I don't know. I would venture to say in 70s.
She is 100% not in her 70s. Have you seen a picture of her?
Dude, I have not lately. I have not.
Allie, can you please pull up a picture of the Queen of England?
There you go.
Dude, she's easily $105, like 105, 105 years old.
Okay, I was gonna say weight. You're
No.
talking age.
Age.
Numbers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
triple digits, man.
She is.
I don't know.
She is definitely not 70
yeah, you know,
years
70s
old.
might be a little bit too low.
No,
but-
but I saw her walking with Donald Trump, and
She was walking.
she was floating. But like that, think of how much that woman has. Like everything from the revolution of the Erie War to.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I think they got a real neat system that's over there.
It's interesting. They can't kick you out.
Yeah.
What's their last name? What's the Queen's last name?
The Queen.
Like,
Don't worry about it.
Isn't it?
The Queen of England.
I think of these things and I'm like,
Yeah. Good for them.
what's her name?
I don't know.
What is it?
Well, then there's Prince.
What?
Did you know that Prince?
Okay, we've got. Oh, it's Elizabeth. That's her first name. What's her last name?
Again, I don't know. Hey, Allie, do we have anything up on that yet? Have you got a picture of the Queen yet? Bring that
She
up.
is not
Whoa.
70 years old.
Look at that.
She is not 70 years old.
Oh,
What's her name?
impressive.
What's her name?
I'm not going to sit here and Google this out. Queen Elizabeth.
She doesn't even have a
Her
last
last
name.
name's Elizabeth.
She's like
First
Prince.
name's Queen.
She's
So
like
we just
Prince.
leave that alone. There you go. Thanks. We got Allie. Who we got in here? We got two ladies in here. We have Back alley, we got who we got over there?
Jenny
Hey,
from the
don't
block.
ask where that came from. What was that?
Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the Bay? Jenny
Ooh,
from the block.
another one. Got one for you. This was this morning. Australia. You know, the place where they sent all the prisoners back in the
Yes,
day?
And they drive on the other side of the road.
Yep.
Okay.
Just found a new poisonous species of snake.
Dude, it's like,
This is
that's
2018.
what I'm saying. This is 2018.
And
Don't you think they
Australia
would've
is
found that back in the
still
1990s?
finding snakes.
No,
You know what my favorite kind of snake is?
a dead one.
Yes. They're just
Same with spiders.
like this is what we get in Tucson all the time. Is someone will post a picture of a snake and they're like, "Look at that snake," and half the people will be like, "Oh, that's one of the good ones. Leave it alone." No, if you get rid of all the snakes, you don't have to have good or bad.
That's right.
Just-
Same with spiders. And
Absolutely.
Tarantulas?
Tarantulas are kind of cool.
Dude, whatever. Same thing. They got hair. What about this freaking
They
big,
have-
dude?
Yeah,
They have hair and out.
I don't know, man. Tarantulas.
I played a hockey game with a tarantula once. I won.
How far did you hit it?
I won. Let's just say that.
Nice, nice. What else we got? Just got back from Vegas, leaving
Yep.
again.
Yes.
We were going to talk about this. Heroes.
Good topic.
Not only a TV
Good
show,
topic.
but a great topic to talk about. Who is your hero?
I've got a couple of them.
When I say that, do you think of the song?
No, I don't. I don't know.
I
what
could be your hero.
Don't do that.
baby.
Actually, my dad. My dad's my hero. My dad's my hero. He's been through a lot of different things, i.e. Vietnam vet. Was
He's had some different jobs after he even
yes,
retired.
he did. Yes, he did. He was actually a nurse in the military, and then I got out and chased his dream, which is really cool. I love it. Chased his dream, became a butcher up in Alaska with his big game. So that's kind of neat. And then
That's awesome.
retired.
So, retired from Army
Army, yeah.
after how many years?
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot. I think 26.
Okay. And then became a butcher, then moved down to Silver City, Arizona,
That's
also
right.
known as
IA Green Valley.
Green Valley. I worked at a church in Green Valley.
Really?
Yeah, I was the youth pastor.
Was there like a lot of people about the same age as the
We
Queen?
did a funeral a month.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah, we did.
that's pretty saddening.
Yeah, you know
Cycle of life.
what used to happen down there. Then we'll get back to your hero story. Is older couples would get married and do like the services and stuff like that, but they'd never legally get married, so they didn't lose their spouses that passed away's benefits.
Oh my gosh.
Right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah, the system.
Yep, yep. Anyways, so hero, why is your dad your hero?
Like I said, I think he's encountered a lot of different things that the traditional Joe has not, and I'm proud of him for the way that he's kind of raised us, and he's just on the spot all the time.
Your
It's fun
dad.
to spend time with him.
Your dad's got the best smile of any individual on the face of
Yes,
this
he
planet.
does.
Like
Yes,
he is the pictures that I've seen of him, like I think it was Kaylee's graduation, something like that.
It was.
Was when somebody says they grinned ear to ear, literally the corner of your dad's mouth
yeah.
touches
Went in-
ear.
Yeah, went back there.
It's
yeah.
so awesome.
He's
What else? Who else is your hero?
Carter Sigler.
Who's
Carter
Carter?
Sigler is actually, I think he's a second cousin, however that works. Second cousin back in Iowa. He's got cerebral palsy.
Okay.
He's kind of taught me a lot about life, simplicity of life, the outlook of life, how it, what it means. A lot of people, say he's got a disability. I don't think he's got a disability. I think he's got a gift. And that gift is to show other people the disability may be something that's, physical. But the thing is, he's the heart. He's the heart, and we're kind of like the muscle this year because we pull him on Ragbri.
So we'll meet up with
Yeah,
him
we'll
at
meet
the
up
end
with
of
him,
next
and we're going
week.
to take him a full day, probably about 70 miles, and pull him on his bike. So since he can't physically do it, we'll do it for him, but it's the driving passion behind it.
That's awesome.
It's just phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Love the kid.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So Carter and your father.
Yep.
Nice. What about
Outside of immediate family, that's they're there, but
nice?
How about
like
you?
Mine would be my dad and my grandpa. Dad's same way. Phenomenal guy, tons of integrity. You and I have talked about this before. Is that when I was younger and I'd meet people that knew my dad, they go, "Your dad's the greatest guy, trustworthy, honest, and stuff." And when you're like a teenager, you know, you're not. It's in one ear, out the other. But now being older, going, "Oh, now I get it." Like these people are still saying the same things. Just a phenomenal dad. And then my grandpa. My grandpa was World War II vet. Was on a wooden PT boat. So they used in the Navy. They used to literally wooden boats that would go in where no other boats could go, and it just listen to some of the stories of firefights and stuff like that. Just crazy.
It's a different world, different mentality.
Yeah, and was from Iowa and went to join the Navy. Got stationed in San Diego. Then he got out, went back to Iowa. Then was there for a little bit. Was like, I don't want to work on the family farm anymore. Went back to San Diego, where we're from. At one point, worked at an aerospace manufacturing company out there that's still out there. Had a butcher shop that he opened, and then got started in real estate, and then ended up having owning a brokerage. Did those three things, just phenomenal.
So I'm guessing, obviously, he's part of the greatest generation.
Absolutely, just the greatest generation. He waited on my grandma. He just passed away on Christmas this last year after battling with Alzheimer's and dementia. But he waited on my grandma hand and foot.
Wow.
And yeah, just absolutely phenomenal. Funny story is we used to do every month we'd all get together, and when all of us got together out there, literally all of our families out there, it's just chaos. And my grandpa always did the dishes and always packed the dishwasher. And if anybody packed the dishwasher, he would unpack it and then repack it the right way.
Gotcha.
And
my wife does that to me all the time.
Yeah, I just stopped doing dishes.
Yep.
We cut out a step.
Yeah.
We were sitting at the table, and he was in the kitchen, and he's just doing dishes, and he had this Hawaiian shirt on that had like he got in Hawaii, and had like buttons made out of conch shells or wood, or
say shark teeth,
just something. And I go, "Grandpa, I really like that shirt." He goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay." And he stops what he's doing, and he unbuttons his shirt and takes off his shirt. There's like 20 of us in the room, and he's just standing there like pasty white old man with man boobs. And he's like, "Here you go." And I was like, dude, that's one of the main memories.
That's pretty neat.
So we've talked about this. Sometimes your heroes don't have to be alive. Who is a hero that you have that's no longer with us?
I've actually got a guy that actually got me started in an organization called Honor Flight. He was a World War II vet. Obviously, he's passed, obviously. His name was Larry Ellsworth. He taught me how to live life with no regrets. It was very simple. He called me one night. It's about 9:36. Yeah, I know how I remember that. Talking about chest pains, this, that, the other. And to make a long story short, as I called 911, I went straight over to his house. Kind of conned him into going over to the hospital, get checked in, get it checked out. He didn't want to go really, but the medical staff, when the 911 arrived, they tried to get him to go, and he was like, no. But we had a good little chat, and we went over there and ended up, like I say, it's about 10 o'clock at night, that night when we went over there, 10:30, and went through all kinds of different tests and whatnot, and we're sitting there in the room laughing our butt off, dude. We're just laughing and giggling, talking about this and that, and I remember asking him a specific question. I asked him, I said, hey, what is it that you ever wanted to do in life? You know, what's left that you want to do? And he was real quick. He was like, nothing. I've lived my life to the fullest. I've done everything I've ever wanted to do. I'm like, no, Larry, it's got to be something. Like, skydive. Have you ever skydived? He goes, nope, don't want to. He goes, I've literally lived my life, And we were talking about his father, how his father passed at 91, and he's 92. Larry was. And so this is about 3:30 in the morning now. I'm tired, he's tired, but we're still chatting away and laughing. And two docs came in, one that had some pretty good bedside manner, the other one not so much. And I think they worked real well together. But they came in and they were talking about, hey, we kind of found the culprit of the pain. And long story short, it ended up they told him that he had cancer right then and there. He had tumors, too many tumors, all wrapped around his spine and up around his lungs, and I was devastated. But I'm sitting there, how are you telling my buddy here that this is going on? And they told him, he said, you got about 2 weeks left, so you might want to start getting your financial affairs in order. And I'm like, whoa. But he was the one that very stoic, was like, it's okay. And he leaned over and he's like, hey, remember I told you I've done everything in my life I've ever wanted to do. He goes, now you need to go home and go be with your family. So I think it was one of those things that he took me there to the hospital with him to kind of teach me a little bit of a lesson about living without regret. He did. He ended up passing, I think it was 2 weeks and 1 day on the nose after that.
How'd he get home from the hospital?
I went home about 5 a.m. and of course the sun was starting to come up, and I caught about 2 hours of sleep, if that. And meanwhile, I was texting his daughter, that was up in Washington State, and she ended up getting a flight immediately. Went straight to the airport, caught a flight, was getting in, I think, at noon, 1 o'clock. So I told her, I said, I'll pick you up at the airport. Don't know what you look like, but I'm going to pick you up. I'll be out front. And so we kind of coordinated that. I went over a couple hours later, picked her up at the airport. We drove directly over there to the hospital. We went in, and she was talking about his stubbornness, And it was interesting because we went in, and I said, hey, we're looking for Larry Ellsworth. And the lady, the terminology she used was not very good. It was, I remember it pretty vividly. She was like, Larry checked out. And I'm like, whoa, what do you mean checked out, And she's like, well, he left. He just left the hospital. He signed himself out and left. I'm like, what the heck? He lived about 2 miles from there. And I'm like, okay, where the heck did he go? He didn't have a car. I drove him. So long story short is we got out there to the parking lot. I started calling him, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm over here at the house, blah, blah, blah. So we drove over to the house, and I said, hey, I got somebody here with me. And we started to pull up, and he lived in a gated community there. So he had to meet us at the gate. He goes, all right, I'll head up there. So we got there, and as soon as we got there, he started pulling up. He was pulling up on a motorcycle in a hospital gown with his band still on. And his daughter is just cracking up. She goes, I told you how stubborn that guy was.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, but then again, he had that motorcycle because
that's what he wanted.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He said, he goes, my whole life. He goes, I wanted a motorcycle, but my wife was like, nope, not having it. Well, she ended up passing the year before that. So he goes, oh, you got my motorcycle. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's funny.
So he taught me a lot about that, living with no regrets.
For sure.
And I think that was a blessing because that was a big turnaround in my life because of that.
Yeah, it's just some of our heroes don't even have to be alive.
Yeah. And how about you, though? Do you have somebody that?
Yeah, I've got someone I've never met. Passed away before I was even born. So it's somebody I've studied. His name's Charles Spurgeon. He was a traveling pastor, author. But so you and I have talked about this before, and like Larry's a perfect example of that. Is sometimes one of the benefits of having somebody that is a mentor or a hero is somebody that's passed away because you know how they finished. Because as long as we have air in our lungs, we still have the possibility to jack up our lives and just ruin our legacy. But someone like Larry or Charles or my grandpa, they how they finished, and they finished well. I can remember my grandpa when he was in the Alzheimer's unit or whatnot. Is like when my grandma walked in, it was like she was walking down. Like he couldn't remember stuff. Like he would. Towards the end, like when I would walk, you didn't recognize me. And my dad would walk in, and he would names weren't there and stuff like that. But like my grandparents were married for I think 75 years.
Wow,
75 years. People
again, it's that generation. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's great. Nowadays, people married for 75 days?
Minutes.
Yeah.
And so she would walk in. My grandpa didn't know where he was like that, but he saw her, and his eyes lit up. He kept on, so he passed it. He was 96, I think, maybe 95, with dementia in the unit, and he was still trying to get grandma to come back to the room. It's just like, and it was just going like that. Like there's something that everything else was gone, but that clicked was like, that's my girl. Anyways, back to Charles Spurgeon, phenomenal guy. Like he was an incredible author and writer, and struggled with stuff. Like he struggled with depression, immensely, wrote about it. Wife passed away of cancer. Matter of fact, one time, talk about guilt. He was preaching in a packed facility, and a fire started, and several people died in that fire that were there to listen to him preach.
Wow.
So he just walked around with this guilt for his whole life. And but just listening to him going, like, I can read stories about him or read his stories and go, when someone said, you know, be faithful for the rest of your life, you can look at him and go, oh, he was, because he passed away.
There's so many lessons to be learned
For sure.
from that. I think we bypass those lessons.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So do you think that any of these people that we mentioned, like I know from my father, your father, Larry, my grandpa, Carter, like they don't wake up in the morning and go, I'm a hero.
Oh, no.
I'm somebody's hero.
They're humble. I don't think they know what they have.
Okay.
I just don't.
And then, I mean, if you were to go to them and if you had another conversation with Larry and be like, Larry, you are my hero, what would that conversation, what do you think his response would be?
That's a good question.
You know, I guarantee,
humble as the individual was.
I guarantee these people aren't going, oh, I know.
Yeah.
But they, you know, there's just no.
I think he would try and get me to carry it on or pay it forward.
For sure.
Something in that matter to where, you know, you've got something and you pay it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's tons of stuff that we can learn from people. When Jenny and I first got married, like I said, we got married and we were working in Green Valley, and the average age of our church was 70 something, and we used to spend we spent more time with retired couples than we did friends our own age.
Yeah.
And it was just, we're broke. We didn't have money or anything like that. And, you know, we'd scratch together and take people out or whatnot. And of course they would never let us pay, but it was, right. So people always I used to ask, how do you learn how to be married for 50 years? You talk to somebody that's been married for 50 years.
Yeah.
You can't, you have ideas and everything else, but if you want to learn how to do that, learn from someone that's done it.
That's with almost anything too.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I think
a lot of people try and get too creative and say stop.
Yeah.
Or
the pride side going, I'll figure it out myself.
Yeah.
But it's too much collateral damage that happens.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Shout out. Who we got a shout out to? I got one.
Let's hear it.
Allie.
Allie?
Allie's been doing a lot of good stuff with social media. And,
need to work on her nickname.
Yeah, and she was able to Google the Queen and brought that up.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Good job. Yeah,
She
she's been doing a good job.
she keeps it up. She may get a microphone.
That's right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What else? Ragbri?
Everybody that's been supporting that and are able to carry it on while we are physically gone from here.
How, like, so say everybody operates at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the capacity. So say we operate at 50%. With us being gone, what do you think they'll operate at? 100?
110.
105?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
It's definitely not going to be as funny.
No.
Probably get a lot done.
Yeah.
100%.
What else we got? Anything else?
We had to explain to Allie who Lorena Bobbitt was earlier.
Ah.
So I'm realizing these generational gaps. And I'm not that much older, but like Lorena Bobbitt was all over the news when I was growing up.
Yes, she was.
And we asked Allie, and
her
Allie
husband-
said,
her husband was all over the bushes. Yeah. At least
So,
on the side of the road.
I said, Allie, you know Lorena Bobbitt is? She goes, yeah. And I go,
lady.
a lady. And I go, oh, good. And then I go, like, what was she known for? She goes, did she sew? I'm like, no, the opposite.
Yeah, she cut.
Yeah. She was
cut.
a butcher.
Yes.
Yeah. Think of all the fun stuff that younger generations aren't gonna know.
Answering a phone with a cord.
Or texting or paging somebody and using the letters to spell out a message.
See, a lot of people don't even know what a pager is.
True.
How about having to trudge through 9 feet of shag carpet to turn the channel on the TV?
Can you imagine shag carpet in Arizona with the scorpions?
Oh, gosh, no.
They just live in there.
Yeah, black light. Black light.
There's no way. What else? Do you remember like before
We're
electricity?
gonna run a before electricity.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No,
You sure?
I'm positive. It was
You-
close.
You and the Queen?
I had a black and white TV.
Nice. We had color.
Yep, I know.
We definitely had
They
color.
didn't have black and white. They were all outdated and gone by then. I
Or
had record players.
what about just
The
little?
Walkman. Remember the Walkman?
Yes, I had a Walkman.
Stretch
We,
Armstrong dog. Yeah, I'm on a
yep.
roll now.
we talked about that. We talked about portable CD players. That was cool.
Yes.
Uh,
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
yeah. Do you remember remotes that, like we have an Apple TV. I can lay on that remote and face it the opposite direction and still change channels. The old TVs, it was like, move out of the way. I'm trying to change the channel.
And you had to press it and press it harder.
yeah.
Like your thumb through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like my daughter goes, hey, Dad, can we listen to this CD in your car? I'm like, absolutely. And I went in my truck and I was like, oh, I don't got a CD player
CD. Yeah.
at all.
What about Atari? Did you have an Atari?
Sure did.
Yeah. What was your favorite game?
I don't know. It was like,
I heard
one.
Allie was playing Donkey Kong. So that's 80s.
Nice. On her iPhone.
I don't know.
What else we got coming up? Hey, so we're not going to do a, is there snakes in Iowa?
I don't know.
What's in Iowa? Mosquitoes?
Corn.
Chiggers?
Corn.
Chiggers?
Corn.
Ticks?
And corn.
What else is there? Ticks?
Lightning bugs.
You ever gotten a tick?
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
And chiggers. Those are not good.
they
You talk
dig
about
They dig
eggs
in.
that will, your legs itching.
That's because the babies are
Yeah.
hatching. Ugh.
They'll burrow in.
So we're not going to do a podcast
Mosquitoes.
for
Nope.
13 days.
Yeah, so we're going to have to do some Facebook,
So do some live videos.
some live stuff. We'll be hitting that.
That'll be good.
Yep.
There will be no smell or vision, so we
No.
won't be able to smell how much Aaron stinks.
13 days.
13 days, no showers.
That's right. Car wash.
That's so. And I'm sure that water is purified and very
Yes,
good
it
to
is.
get in your mouth.
It's potable.
No, it's not. That goes on your car. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
We
Anything
need to,
else?
no, we need to get you a new pair of pants. You got a hole in your pants.
Let's see your legs. There you go. All right. In the discussion?
Looking good.
All right.
Looking good.
Sounds good.
Looking good.
All right.
Think of all the stuff you can hide in there.
And that's it. My wallet's in there.
You can scratch your leg.
That's right.
Nice.
Wallet, keys. Keys on his little chain. You ever have one?
Guy named Bob Goff, speaker and author.
Bob Goff.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Great. Wrote a book called Love Does. Well, I listened to him speak at a conference in April, and he said he was going to. He said he cut all the pockets out of the left side of his pants. And I go, or he goes, I know you probably think I'm crazy. This guy's a lawyer for the government and everything else. He goes, no, I'm not joking. And he grabs his phone out of his right pocket, puts it in his left pocket, and it falls
all the way
down. And he shakes it out of his pant leg. He goes, reminds me of the stuff I need to hold on to and need to let go of.
Ah, there you go.
He goes, a daily reminder for me.
That's pretty
I
good.
just thought about that with your hole in your pants.
Not bad.
Yeti. You should.
We got about an hour left.
Yep. Then
We're
we'll
gonna do
do
the raffle.
We'll do a raffle. So by the time
Yeah,
this
so
comes out,
This already, yeah.
yeah, it's a moot point. But
Yeah, but
thank you for all those who've donated.
that's right.
Just for Ragbri and everything else. Like I've had $700 or $800 donated on my behalf, plus raffle tickets. A lot of people out there that have donated a ton of money.
Yeah, we got a couple $1,000s,
Yeah, so
which is great. You know,
we're-
the guys just rolled into Onawa, Iowa last night.
Yep.
He was exhausted.
I bet.
Posted a video on there. He was actually,
It's because he's rode across 3/4 of the United States.
yeah, and he did 107 miles yesterday on a hand cycle. I think people need to understand that. That's just impressive.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Um,
we're meeting up.
Sweet.
It's about to be official Ragbri time. So I got my hat. It's official time. I'm ready to check out.
Is that
Classes out. We're ready to roll.
why is that your Ragbri hat?
You'll see. Since it's your
Do
first year.
you wear
you'll
that
find out.
every single day?
13 days straight.
What about your Motley Crue hat?
No, there's
The-
no Motley
the-
Crue
the
hat.
cowboy
I
hat?
got a cowboy hat that's got some patriotic America stuff on it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right. So
All
are you,
right,
are
so
you gonna
we're-
shave
I'm
your
ready to
face
roll.
for 13 days?
13 days.
Do you shave every day?
I do. I do shave. Not every day, no.
Man,
No.
it's high maintenance.
Yeah. I'll look like that in about 8 hours. So that's why I have to shave.
We should have a beard off.
No,
No,
no.
I want to see you with a beard.
I want to see you beat Ben. The guy named Ben. You'll see him. He's got
Does he have a big beard?
big old beard. Yeah.
Hey, did you know that the owner of Ben's Bikes?
Oh yes, yesterday.
His
Let,
name.
let me tell you this. So yesterday we were rolling. We're going into a discount
Discount,
town to get some
yeah.
tires on the trailer, and he goes, "Hey, what's the owner of Ben's Bike's name?" I was like, "Dude,
Let me feel it. His name's Ben.
his name's Ben." I was like,
I don't know
Jenny,
if it was
Jenny
named
would have
after.
been proud.
I
Jenny
don't
would have
know
been
if
proud.
it was named after somebody.
Ben's Bikes. How hey,
Man.
that's it.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good.
All right.
Peace
See
out
you
till-
guys.
Peace out till 2 weeks.
Well, we'll do some live videos,
Yeah.
some Q&A maybe.
Yes.
From
Actually, I'm gonna do some interviews back there. Got the chickens rolling. Everybody's got one. There's no FOMO. Nobody's missing out.
They're all going to be beheaded by the time.
Yes, they will. Waterboarded.
But firecrackers.
Yes, they have fireworks back there. We're gonna have fun.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
it.
All right.
All right. We'll
Good.
catch you on the flip.
Peace out.
Bye.